Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cashton. Ken Manning, Western Wisconsin Video Productions, as we bring you some youth volleyball. And I tell you what, we are looking for a fun day today with this action. We are going to be starting up here with a couple of Brookwood teams and a couple of Cashton teams here in the 4th and 5th grade division. They are slated to go from the 7:45 start time to, well, somewhere around the vicinity of, I would imagine, 12:30, maybe, something like that. So that's going to be kind of a crazy morning here when we're going to be here taking in all of that. Teams coming in today, we're going to have Cashton and Brookwood as they're playing right now, as I mentioned. And then New Lisbon will have a couple of teams arriving a little bit later. Westby has 2 teams coming in. Royal with 1 team and Viroqua with another, and that's where we come up with our 10 teams here today. So should be, as I mentioned, a lot of fun. We look forward to all the action coming up here. Right now, as we take a look here, and I'm just kind of double checking a couple things, turning my phone down because I have that on as a monitor with our Twitch account, WWVP LLC. For those of you, if you know folks that are maybe interested in watching some volleyball action, they can go to my Twitch channel as well if you do not have Vernon Communications Channel 14. Taking a look here on the bottom half of the picture here as we go with our horizontal split screen. This is considered Court 1. We have the Cashton Maroon team playing the Brookwood Red team. And over here, well, here comes my daughter and the granddaughter. They're just walking in. How about that? Westby arriving here. They play the next round. They play the next 2 rounds after this one. And on Court 2, which is the top half of the court, top half of your picture, it is Brookwood. And this, I believe, is the Brookwood Black team. And that is, they're going against Cashton White. So that's what we have going on here right now. We'll try and keep track of the scores here for you. So a couple of the parents coming in are like, oh, am I right in the way of the camera? Well, I don't think so. But we'll keep you posted on that if you are. You know, I'll wave at them like big smile or something like that. Well, we take a look here. The bottom half, it is a 4-4 score here with Brookwood and Cashton. The maroon team for the Eagles and the red team for Brookwood. 6-4 your score over on the top half. Top half here is against 6-4 score, and I believe the Brookwood squad is out in front. We'll check the score here now as they will pick up a point. It is a 7-4 lead now in the top half. Yeah, a lot of these kids from the Brookwood side, well, I do know the kids from the Brookwood side as their elementary school counselor, so that's always kind of fun. I told my daughter Jill, I'm like, my goodness, I mean, I don't even know hardly any of the Westby kids anymore. It's going to take me a while to get acclimated to them. It's always a challenge when you divide these 2 teams up or the schools into 2 teams. How do you do this? Who do you put on? Do you kind of take some turns rotating people around? Ann Anderson coaching the Brookwood Red squad. Or check that, the Brookwood Black squad. And they have now taken an 8-5 lead over the Cashton team here. They're taking on the white team. Well, a little bit of a miscue on the serve over here on the bottom half of our screen. So Brookwood will get a chance with the serve. They're not going to get the ball back over on the return, though. Good try. And Cashton has a 9-5 lead here in the bottom half of the screen. Well, since we don't have rosters and we're playing 2 games at the same time, we're just going to try and, what we do, and this is what I did last couple weeks ago at Brookwood, just basically try and keep you updated as to how the score is going. Let you know that this is a 4th and 5th grade division. The serve attempt over there in the back row. (10-8) the score. Brookwood out in front on the top half of your screen. I'll tell you what, a wind up there. That was a little lefty there on the serve attempt. Just couldn't quite get the ball to roll up over the net on the top half. Brookwood will be out in front by 3. So the rules here, it's a limited volley light ball. And teams bring their own here, of course, but when it comes to game time, they have the game balls all set up. Along with that, you get 2 timeouts per game, per set, I should say. And they play 2 sets, and you go to 25. And, of course, it is the rally scoring just like high school. They play high school rules with the exception that the coaches can determine where your server should serve from. I mean, we are talking 4th and 5th grade. We're not talking high school. And there's times when they need to be, up just a little bit further. And you can see here, for example, they are serving here in the top half anyways. You're serving just inside the playing area. Good attempt on the return here. Cashton sneaking back into this game in the top half of your screen. They now trail 11-13. Over in the bottom half, Cashton still leads, though only by a couple. It's 12 serving 10, and a nice serve for an ace. Well, along the way, we hope to get Luke Lukashevsky to come up, and we'll talk with him a little bit. He is the head coach for the Cashton Eagles volleyball team, the high school team. We'll talk to him a little bit about the success that they've had over the course of the last 2-3 years. Really a nice program, and he's got some good things going. And we'll see if there's others along the way that maybe we can chat with. Taking a look, 14-11 in the bottom half of the screen now. Cashton picked up another point, 15-11, as they look to sneak out in front here even further and try and pick up the win in game number 1 against the Brookwood squad. Kind of like spring training in Major League Baseball. Teams will split their squads. I guess that's what's going on here. Bottom half still now 15-12 with Brookwood serving. Oh, just couldn't quite get that one over the net. 17-13, Brookwood on top of Cashton over here on the top half. Well, congratulations going out last night. The Cashton baseball team picked up a win over DeSoto. The Brookwood girls softball team with a win. We'll have a lot of those games. Carl Zuby and I were in Brookwood last night. Westby with a win in baseball over Richland Center back on Monday night. That'll be on Channel 14. If it's not already been on, it'll be on a few times. And of course, the school channels as well will have a lot of our games rebroadcast a number of times for fans to watch. Taking a look. Oh, it's Cashton has snuck out in front here now at 18-17 on the top half of your screen. Nice little comeback there. And now they're up by 2 at 19-17. (20 to 18). Cashing out in front on the top half, and Brookwood, though, with the serve. Oh, a nice serve. That'll be an ace. Well, they're going to get to within 1. Meanwhile, Cashton in control here in this bottom half of your screen as they lead 23-14, so a couple of points away here, and they'll pick up a win. Again, they play 2. Nice serve there. That one's going to get away from the Falcons, and it's game point in the bottom half. Well, an ace was just served there by the Falcons on the top half of your screen, and that puts them at 21-20. They have the lead. You serve 3 times and then you rotate. That kind of evens the playing field a little bit there. Trying to get the word passed to folks that can put the day's events here on their TV, or if they want to get it on the computer, pass the word around to friends and family. And the fact that we're on Channel 14, well, that's the kind of nice thing because we can get it all the way down to Laval, Casanova area, down into the Richland Grant. Of course, Laval Telephone, Genuine Telcom. Then I got the phone call from my mom saying that, hey, things looking pretty good. So we'll see how that all plays out. We keep a picture going here today. Well, Cashton and Brookwood on the bottom half of the screen are coming back out for game number 2. Cashton with the win in game 1. Well, it looks like Brookwood, they come back. They trailed at 20 to 18 at one point here on the top half, but they're going to sneak away with the win, 25-22. Pretty good contest right there. And they'll play game 2 here in just a moment's time. They're going to regroup. Both teams will. And in between, on the rebroadcast, of course, we'll let everybody see all of our wonderful sponsors that are helping us today, bringing these volleyball games to the airways. Another close game as they get things started here on the bottom half of the screen. 3-2 score, Cashton with the lead. And we're just getting started with game 2 here on the top half. That's going to drop in for an ace. Eagles jump out to the lead. Well, let's take a look. It's 5-3 your score. On the bottom half, now 6-3 Cashton. Three nothing Cashton with the lead on the top half, trying to get back into at least a split here. See how that goes. Nice serve there by Brookwood. Not able to get the ball back off from a nice return from Cashton, though. And Cashton gets their first point here on the top half of your screen. They trail 1-4, now 2-4 after that ace. All right, we got some messages sent out, so we're I can kind of now refocus here on what's going on out in front of us. Make sure we're still up and running. Looks like we are. Thanks to Monty Bankus and the whole crew down there at Vernon Communications, by the way. He just does a great job of making sure and helping that we're up and running with many of our live events here. 9-6 Cashton in the bottom half of the screen, out in front. And they have one game under their belt with the win. Brookwood trying to come back and pick up a win themselves to get a split. Same thing can be said over on the top half of your screen, but it's just the opposite though, as Brookwood came from behind and picked up a win. And now Cashton trying to battle back, but right now they're trailing 9-1. So they got the work cut out for them here. Actually, I take that back. Cashton is winning 10-1. Excuse me. Looked at the wrong score. So a 10-1, making an 11-1 lead for Cashton. Boy, they have stormed out in front. That being the case, that's the upper half. Brookwood will pick up a point there. And Brookwood gives up a point. Cashton with a point on the bottom half. They lead 11-7. Well, we'll do our best to keep track of the wins and losses here today too in this morning session. And let's see, we got a timeout. Brookwood in the top half, the top half of the screen. Wow, they are they're in trouble a little bit here. Cashton is really picking up some points. They're out in front 13-3 as they look to try and pick up a win and get a split in this two-game set against the Brookwood squad. And it's the Brookwood Black. Meanwhile, that ball is just in on the back line. Bottom half of the screen. Cashton out in front, 15-9. Coming up at around approximately the 8:20 time frame, Cashton's going to continue playing, but they will take on the Westby teams. Westby has arrived here, and they'll be out on the court. They'll give them a little time to get warmed up and stuff. Nice serve here in the bottom half of the screen by Cashton, and not able to get that return. Brookwood. (18-9). They've doubled up on Brookwood. Meanwhile, it's 15-4. On the top half. Nice return, just out of bounds though by Cashton. About a 10-point advantage here on the top half of your screen for the Eagles. Well, we'll see about next week as far as some live events. We're scheduled to do a tape-delayed broadcast on Monday night. Dan Grass and I are going to be looking at the Westby softball game against Aquinas. That's going to be out there on the Highway 33 softball diamonds. That's where Aquinas plays their home games. That remains to be seen, though. They're talking some crazy weather. That four-letter word that starts with S. It's snow. We'll see what happens there, but they're kind of talking, some things have changed a little bit. They're talking maybe sometime on Monday. So we'll see if that game actually does take place. There's rain in the forecast later today and tomorrow. Then after that, well, I guess it's anyone's guess. Try to get some other softball and baseball games in, depending again on that weather. Oh boy, what a week we had this past week, though, right? And we got a lot of events in, starting from Monday night. You'll see a lot of the rebroadcast on Channel 14 and, of course, on the school channels, Westby, Viroqua, and Cashton right here. Cashton on the top half of the screen up 18-10, now 19-10. Over on the Brookwood side, that was in the top half. I have to kind of chuckle a little bit. Brooklyn, one of the students that I know, hit the ball, and she put a ton of energy into that one. It went over on the other court. Well, the Cashton Eagles have doubled up on Brookwood right now here in the top half of the screen. They're battling to get the split. (23-18) on the bottom half. Cashton will look for the sweep if they can continue on their winning ways. They're a game point away from doing exactly that. Game point here now in the bottom half of the screen. Nice looking serve, and it is on the line, I believe. Yep, it is just on the line, so Cashton will serve. Still game point for Cashton, though. It's 22-12 on the top half, and that's going to do it. On the bottom half, the final score here, the Cashton Maroon team going to pick up the win. They get a 2-0 sweep over the Brookwood squad, which is the Brookwood Red. So Cashton Maroon will jump out to a 2-0 lead on their record here today. And right now we're looking for the split on our top half of the screen. Now let's see here if we can pull this off. There we go. We'll do a full screen picture here while the teams look to warm up. Westby will come over here. That ball's going to drop in for a point. Cashton still up, though, 23-15 as Brookwood gets set to serve. Well, it looks like we're going to take a peek here. At 8:20, it looks like Westby Red will be on court 1, which is the one that just finished up. They're going to be taking on the Cashton Maroon squad, who just picked up a 2-0 sweep in their ball game. It's still game point here right now, though, for Brookwood and Cashton. Cashton with that lead. Brookwood's got a long ways to go. And it's not going to happen. They're going to wind up splitting here in with Cashton and Brookwood. They split 1 game apiece. Well, there you have the first round now complete here, the 7:45 round. And let's see what we have here. They're going to be pretty close to being on schedule. They want to get things going at 8:20, but they're going to give them about 5 minutes to warm up. That means we can take a little break, and we'll shut the mic down here, but you'll be able to watch the teams warm up. So thanks for joining us. Round 1 in the books.